Okay guys, so I know you don't like the videos, but unfortunately I can't be there again today, so here is your note for the day. Just so you know, we have a quiz on Wednesday, and on that quiz you're going to have to be able to write the equation of a line given the slope and a point, knowing that it's parallel or perpendicular. Now remember, parallel is the same slope, perpendicular is the negative reciprocal, and that's where we flip the fraction and change the sign to a given line passing through a given point. Now in both of these, the point helps you find the b value. Once you have the slope, you can always find the b value by just subbing into y equals mx plus b. Given 2 points, which is what we're going to do today, and then shown on a graph, you just look for the b value and then the slope. We've talked about that before. So, finding the equation of a line if you're given 2 points. So, really the steps are the same as we've been doing before, but now you actually have to find the slope. We kind of touched on this on the last note, but you find the slope, you find the y-intercept, you write the equation. So for example, if I give you 1, 2, and 5, 10, what we're going to do, we're going to find the slope first using y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We've got 10 minus 2 over 5 minus 1. I've made this point 2, and I've made this point 1. 10 minus 2 is 8, 5 minus 1 is 4, so we get a slope of 2. Now we're going to sub into y equals mx plus b. We're trying to find the b value. You can choose either one of these points. I chose 1, 2 to sub in. Remember, x is always my first point, or first value, y is always my second. Points are always written as x and then y. Okay, so don't confuse that when you're taking your points. My first number is going to be the y value, so we're going to have 2 equals. Then 2 is my slope times 1 plus b. Now 2 times 1 is 2. When I subtract it to the other side, it becomes 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. So then we have the equation of just 2x plus 0, or just 2x. That's what I've left it as. Now this one's a little bit harder. We need to remember that an x-intercept of negative 3 actually tells us negative 3, 0, because when we're finding the x-intercept, we set y to be 0. Same thing for the y-intercept, where we set x to be 0. So now we've got 2 points. I think we did this exact example actually on the last note, but we'll do it again. We're going to find the slope. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is a nice easy one. We get 8 minus 0 and 0 minus negative 3, which is like 0 plus 3. We get a slope of 8 over 3. Now this value actually tells you the b value, because the b value is always the y-intercept. So we have a b value of 8. Therefore we have an equation of y equals 8 over 3, our slope, x plus b, or 8. Alright, this question is actually pretty tough. So Joe worked for 5 hours and earned $60. John worked for 8 hours and earned $84. If they both earn the same hourly wage, so they earn the same amount of money, and they have the same shift premium, so they have the same bonus at the start of the shift, determine the equation. First thing we need to do is set up a let statement. We need to realize that y is money and x is hours. So we're going to have let y be the total money earned, and let x be the total hours worked. Next thing we're going to have to do is find 2 points. Well, our first point is actually Joe's information. So our first point is Joe's money, which is 5 hours, which is our x, and he made $60, which is our y. We're going to do the same thing for John. We've got 8 hours, and he's made $84. So now we've got 2 points. We can follow all the same steps that we did before. We're going to use Joe's point and John's point and work through the question. So we're going to find our slope. Point 2 obviously is point 2. Point 1 is point 1. 84 minus 60 over 8 minus 5. So that's 24 over 3. Oops. And then 24 over 3 is just 8. Then I've actually, later on I'm going to show you a little bit more what that 8 means, but now we're going to find our b value. Again, you can choose either point. I think I chose the first one because, yeah, the numbers are smaller. This is still xy. x, y. So I'm going to 60 equals my slope 8 times 5, my point for my x, plus b. So 8 times 5 is 40, so we have 60 equals 40 plus b. And oh no, Mr. Shaw, that's not right, and that's going to mean that everything else is wrong. Mr. Shaw. So that's actually 20, not 40. Then what that means is that the rest of the stuff I'm going to tell you in a second is wrong, but we're going to fix it together. So what that 20 actually tells us is that that's the starting value. Now, they make $8 an hour because that's our slope. And then they start at 20 bucks for their shift. So then, therefore, my equation is 8x plus 20. $8 an hour plus $20 at the start of their shift. And that is the equation. Alright, now your worksheet is on the Google Classroom. There's actually 5 sheets. I mean, there's 10 in total. But it goes sheet 1, answers for sheet 1. Sheet 2, answers for sheet 2. And it just goes on that way. So I want you to at least finish the first 3. Really, this note shouldn't have taken you that long to copy, and it's all the same stuff we've done. So for homework, you should be doing the first 3 pages.